Greetings, my friends. Tom Hitchcock here, and we are celebrating the Olympics in real time, in real life. And while we're celebrating the Olympics, I thought it'd be fun and interesting to kind of look at the Olympics of the vaccinations vanquishing of the pandemic, which is to say how well the vaccine is working to produce safe and healthy populations. And so what I've done is I pulled up ourworldindata.org, and on there, anybody, and I advise you to go there and create your own graphs and have your own VAX Olympics. So what are we looking at here? This is rather a complex data set that I pulled up, so I'm going to start explaining it here. Whoa. We're going to go over to the top left. We're going to see this is a COVID data set of confirmed deaths, new per day, relative to the population. And in the log versus the linear scale, because it simplifies the data there, at least to perceive, but we'll get into that in a little bit. So here we go. Type to add a country. So we can add and subtract, and we'll add and subtract a few countries here. And you can see I've got this selected to total vaccinations, and we can interchange these two boxes here, but for our intents and purposes, which is to say, hey, let's look at the people that have complied and people that have not complied, that have been bad, like Egypt and Iran and Paraguay and India, for example, who have been badly behaved in not getting their vaccines promptly, or been disallowed, disenfranchised, who knows. But for whatever reason, we have other countries, and so we're going to look at countries here, some of the highest, who would be, should be rewarded by seeing a steep decline. Now, to understand the data, we can see the different countries here. I've just randomly picked these characters here, and as I say, you can modify this list to your heart's content. You'll see down below here it shows based on the vaccination percentiles, different countries. And over here we have a multiplicity of different options that we can look at: confirmed cases, reproduction rate, variants, confirmed deaths, tests, people vaccinated once again. So this list and this list would be interchangeable, but for our data we're going to look at it this way. So we'll look at confirmed deaths, new per day. Okay, so now, as I say, we set this in the log. So when you want to understand the log, it's going from 0.01, 0.11, 10. So each increment here is 10 times more daily confirmed COVID deaths per million people. Okay, so here we have the top performers in the VAX Olympics. These are the countries that have really gone out of their way to get their people protected. So let's see how well it's working, shall we? So let's go to Malta first of all, because we really want to show how well these are working. Okay, here's Malta. Whoa, okay, now I forgot to mention another important aspect of this, and that's the timeline down here at the bottom. And that's giving us about 2 months worth of data right now. You'll see from June 5th to August 7th. And this is very interesting too, and I'll scroll this out for you. You can see here's, oh, we shouldn't be looking at Egypt. Whoa. Get that out of there. We're going to look at somebody that's properly behaving, like, say, Uruguay here. So Uruguay is highly vaccinated. You can see here they're 140. That's, I think 100 means 50% here. It's an odd enumeration that they've picked. But anyway, so you can see Malta there is way up there. But okay, so we're looking at the last, what, now we've scrolled way out, so you can look at this whole pandemic and look at the path of deaths for any country, say the United States. Oh, here's our boink, up and down and up and down. Or you can take So this is from June 30th. So, but what I'm looking at is the Olympics of the last few weeks, because we got to see who's winning, who's vanquishing the disease here, because that's what matters, right? Conquering COVID, flattening the curve. So theoretically, flattening the curve would mean starting at the top of here when you've maxed your VAX, so to speak, which Malta seems to be the king. Seychelles number 2. Let's see how they're doing. Okay. Seychelles, there we are, right at the top. Wait a minute. I don't see them going down. What? That's not right. They're supposed to be at the bottom down here, where deaths per million. No, come on, Seychelles. Something is wrong with the Seychelles. So let's take them out. Now, Malta. Malta is the highest vaccinated country, and here they are. Oh no, their curve is not going down again. So let's see. So nature doesn't seem to be really rewarding Malta very much either. So we better take them out now. Finally, Uruguay here. Uruguay is going down. You see they're going down by a factor of 10 over the point in time from April 11th we're looking at now till now, August 7th. So a few months there. She's dropped. That's good. So okay, who's next on the list? Chile. Okay, what's happening in Chile? Oh no, Chile, you're supposed to be going down now. Why? I think we better kick Chile out of this, because there's something wrong with Chile. So who's next? Uruguay. Here, where are you, Uruguay? Uruguay is actually probably, as I say, the most effective in actually dropping their cases relative to the vaccine. So this would be the type of curve that we should see all of these countries experiencing. The higher their inoculation rate, the faster this curve should drop. This is the proverbial flattening of the curve as we vanquish the disease. So good going, Uruguay. We'll leave them in here. Who's next? Israel. Where goest thou, Israel? Uh-oh, look at Israel was doing really good down here, and then all of a sudden they got a spike there. What's going on there? People are dying in Israel, and they've gone from, what do we see? Almost 0.1 deaths per million up to somewhere about 5 deaths per million, which is not good. Well, that's interesting, because we're going there next. Now, now they're the next highest vaccinated one on our list, but they're going up again too, just like Israel. Oh no, the Olympics of vaccines are not doing very well at all in terms of the science. Well, let's go on down. Now we've looked at, I think Israel's kind of in trouble there, don't you? I mean, that doesn't look good. They're bouncing right back up there. It looks like a trend to me, but well, hope it goes back down. I know they've done a really good job vaccinating their people. They got out there right in front of everybody. United Kingdom, what are they doing? Oh yeah, I think we looked at them. Now, here's an interesting one. China, where are you? Can anybody find China on the graph? Well, if we go back in time far enough, there's China. We right here, they sort of dropped off again, but you can see China has deaths per million of 0.001, and it's crept up. There it is, probably 0.003 or 4 deaths now. So China's only at 1, 2, 3 there. You'll see they're, you know, if we said 100, like US is right at the halfway mark of VAX success, so to speak. Of 100 would be half the people, which is because they have some need 2 and some need 1. It's like counting 20 and 40 foot containers. You average it out. So where are we at? United States, 104. Like I say, we're right at the mid, and here we are, right, kind of right in the middle of the pack. And are we going up or down? I don't know. There's a lot of noise in that signal there, so we're going to see here what's going to happen. But at 1, we're not really winning this one. Now, let's go to Japan. Where's Japan? Whoa, look at Japan. How well they're doing. Now, they are not doing very well vaccinating their people. They're only getting a score of 75, which would be... Anyway, look, they're down there in the vaccine Olympics. They're doing pretty well at 0.1 deaths per million. They're, you know, that's good. Now, but they should not be being rewarded like this for their lackadaisical lack of vaccinations. So I don't know. I don't feel good about that. Let's go to India. India, I went to India once. It was very interesting. I like the India crivet. It reminds me of a triceratops here, but you can see India has not done a very good job. 36%, they're 36 there on their numbers, and yet here they are below. I'm running out of battery. I better wrap this up, my friends, or we get another battery. This is pretty fun. There they are. They're below us, even though they gave us their deadly variant of the Delta. They're not getting as sickened by it as we are. They're going down rather than going up. Wait a minute. We missed Sweden. Sweden's about like us here. Now, of course, Sweden didn't lock down. They didn't mask those bad people. They didn't behave themselves. But wait, why are their deaths going down? They're supposed to go up because they're supposed to be above us because we masked, we locked down, we segregated. Well, some people say we didn't do a very good job of it, but Sweden didn't do it at all. And why are they below us even though we're almost identical? You know, this video is just not going the way I wanted it to. So anyway, Paraguay? Oh, Paraguay. Okay, Paraguay once again is like Uruguay. Uruguay and Paraguay are about the only countries that actually are behaving statistically according to the way you would think this would be, which is Paraguay's a very low vaccination rate. And they've gone from 1 to maybe 7. So they're very high, along with Iran here. So you will see some countries are very high, and then others like Israel and the Seychelles and the other ones that we kicked out of the competition. So we're going to end with Egypt here because, well, I don't want to end with China, even though they're at the bottom of the list. I think, along with everybody else, we're just going to pretend like China is not part of this graph because China. And let's look at Egypt. Now, Egypt is probably the worst vaccinators in the world. They've only got 5.5 out of 200. Now, think about this. I want you to think about who lives next door to Egypt, because Egypt's gone from 0.1 to what? Somewhere about 0.07, let's say, deaths per million. Where's their next door neighbor? The highly vaccinated people of Israel are creeping up from down here when they're at 0.1 up to above 1, maybe 1.3, 1.7. I don't know. It's hard. So anyway, why is this look like this when these guys did not use the vaccine and these guys vaccinated the F out of themselves and they're going up, ba-da-ba-bump. Now, thanks all for watching. I would suggest you can do the same kind of thing, looking at, say, reproduction rate. This shows you how fast things are breeding. Now Sweden's breeding pretty fast all of a sudden. That's interesting. Israel is the top of the chart once again. Why is COVID breeding in a country that's so heavily vaccinated and not in a country like Egypt, where it's actually going up a little bit? But Paraguay and Uruguay, why are these the same and this completely different? Can you please explain that to me, fact checkers? Have a nice day.